Hello everyone, this is salary prediction model, and this happens to be my third presentation on the salary prediction model that I started earlier on. Today we're going to discuss problem description, agents and environments for my AI project, the dataset description, application of information search, application of uninformed search, and then accountability and its application also in my project. Then the problem description, as I described earlier on, my model, I had to download a certain dataset from the Kaggle account, and now this dataset is the one that I'm going to use to solve my problem of salary description, of salary prediction. I'll have to split my dataset into dependent and independent features. Assess the independent features, cause and effect on the dependent features. What I mean by the independent features, these are the features that actually that my model relies on to come up with a certain salary decision for a certain employee. The independent features are the age, work class, education, marital status, occupation, and all these others. Then I'll have to go further and split it into training and then testing arrays. By so doing, I'm able to estimate the model's prediction error. What I mean by model's prediction error, as I implement, I'll pause the video and understand what I mean by the prediction error or the model's accuracy. I went ahead to split my data into training and testing arrays. As you shall see in the next slide, this is how I had to split my data into the dependent and independent arrays. The dependent array is the salary feature, which depends on all these other independent features. My independent features took the x variable, and the dependent feature took the y variable. And we'll go ahead to discuss the agents and environments. Agents, these are entities that perceive information from the environment through sensors and act through the actuators. My salary prediction AI agent is a model-based reflex agent. This is because it uses already perceived information to come up with a decision or prediction of the salary of an employee. Then what I mean by the sensors and actuators, sensors, these perceive, they are part of the model. They perceive information from the required information from the environment. This time around, the environment will be the keyboard. The sensors will be the keyboard from which the employee types or inputs his information. Then the actuators will be will be used by the model to provide the required information. That will be the salary, the estimated salary for that employee. And in this case, we shall use the screen to what? We shall use the screen to display the information or the salary that is predicted by the agent. The environment, these are anything that are the entities that surround the agent, but they should not be part of the agent. And then these could be people that interact with the agent. For example, the employees will have to interact with the agent to input their information so that they could get the predicted salary. And then the type of environment surrounded by my agent will be a dynamic. There will be a dynamic environment. This is because information that is fed in by the different employees will be different. It won't be static. It will keep on changing. For example, different employees have different ages. They have different work class. They have different marital statuses. That means that the information will keep on changing. The features will keep on changing. They will be dynamic. That makes the environment of my agent dynamic. Now, the detailed description of my dataset. I went ahead to I went ahead to get my dataset, and then when I described it, it went ahead to provide information of the columns and the rows that are present in the dataset. The columns and rows that are present in the dataset are they are 32,562 rows and 9 columns. That's the dataset. And then when I remove the outliers, when I remove the outliers from my dataset, I only remain with 26,798 rows and 9 columns. This all we shall see in the implementation part, how it all comes about, and I'll explain further. We will go ahead to the informed search. This is a kind of search that estimates how close a current state is from the goal state. In this case, the goal state is the salary that is going to be estimated for a given employee, and then the current state is the information that is being fed into the what into the model. When we feed in the age, that's the current state. The age, let's say an employee is in an age group of 90 years, or maybe let's break it down to 50 years. My model will go ahead to filter out information about all the employees that are 50 years, exactly 50 years, and then give the information that is, and then provide information for only those that are 50 years. Now, when the employee goes ahead to input the work class, now when you input the work class, the model will go ahead to filter. We'll go ahead to filter information of workers in the age group of 50, and then in a work class of maybe state government or private or self-employed. And then you go ahead to filter out all that information. So as my client goes ahead, or the employee goes ahead to feed in information, that will be the current state of the model. So the current state is based on what is being what is being fed into the machine or the model is the current state, and then the goal state is what the model is actually expected to make a decision on, and that is the salary. So we see the uninformed search. The uninformed search, this is the kind of search whereby the algorithms do not exist and information about the goal state is not defined. That's used only the components we provide in the problem definition. So here we do not have an algorithm that the model follows to estimate the goal state. This time around there is no algorithm that exists. So they differentiate only between goal and non-goal states. Here we shall have the goal and non-goal states. Let's say if the goal state is the salary, and then the non-goal states are the work class and all those, the age, the sex, the marital status, all those are what? Are non-goal states. So it will have to differentiate between the non-goal state and then the goal state. Otherwise, it cannot inspect the inner structure of a state to estimate how close it is to the goal. The goal state in my case would be the salary, while the other features are the non-goal state. Accountability. What we mean by accountability, this implies expectations that may be set out by management practices that guides individuals or organizations' actions and allows them to explain reasons for which actions and decisions were made or taken by an AI model, such that in case of a negative outcome, an action is taken to ensure better results in the future. What I mean by accountability is that the society or the public expects you let's say, okay, an organization has been working for an organization. The organization expects you to understand why your model is coming out with a given decision, or why is it predicting a given amount of salary to a given employee. How does it come up with that decision? Can you explain how the model comes comes out with that decision that is made? Or maybe in case of any fault, can you rectify the fault? Or maybe the model isn't actually predicting it as expected. So can you rectify that problem, which makes your model more reliable? So we are seeing applicability in my model. Here, my model, I'll have to make sure that my model is responsible or interpretable. What I mean interpretable, that is what I just said earlier on. You can explain how your model comes at a certain decision. Uh, how does it, when you give it input, how does it come up with the output? You're supposed to be able to explain that. That's what I mean by interpretable. Because from it, I have to understand why it makes certain predictions and decisions based on the information fed into it. Then, in case of any inaccurate decisions made, I should be able to rectify it. Otherwise, my model becomes unreliable. Any model that predicts inaccurate inaccurate information, and we are unable to find out why it comes out with certain and inaccurate information, that means that that model is unreliable, and therefore the public cannot trust it, or it cannot depend on it for a given what for a given decision that it makes. I hope you understand this. um, Thank you for listening. If you need these slides, you can go ahead to like my video, and then subscribe for more information that you may be needing. Thank you.